let's get to the business. So, Breakout Ravens in 2025. So, title of the stream, Breakout Players 2025. Rising Stars, shine, ready to shine. So, the Ravens 2025. So, Breakout is, we're going to talk a little bit about players in their, you break out, I think, early in your career, right? So, let's say Kyle Van Noy was a good example of a guy benched, almost retired, came back. That's more of a comeback. So we're talking about guys here who are never really taken that step, or if they have taken a step, they're ready to take that bigger step. So, who's having a bigger role? Who's scheduled to have a bigger role? Who may not? In our segment here. So we're going to talk about Ravens coming up in this season that figure to have a bigger role or breakout, as they say, 2025. All right, so let's start. Rookies, obviously, or they're going to come in. Some will play, some won't. We know the Malachi Starks is going to be your starting safety for sure. With definitely a Darius Washington out for the season or most of the season, pretty much. Malachi Starks is going to be your starting safety. I would think probably before the Washington Energy, there was probably going to be a stiffer competition. And there may be some competition. They may have, there's a chance they may put Bro Braid or Sesame Kane ahead of him on the depth chart at the start. I don't think so, but it's possible. But Malachi Starks is going to be a key contributor there. Him and Kyle Hamilton, you could pretty much look for that as the starting safety. Although, again, he is a rookie. We'll see how they ease him in. John Harbaugh historically eases rookies in. He doesn't always start. C.J. Mosley, shout out, by the way, C.J. Mosley recently retired. He's one of the few rookies I remember that came right in, started from minute one, played minute one. And, usually there's a progression, like right away. Tyler Linderbaum was kind of also in that category, right from the beginning of camp he started. Let's see if that happens with Malachi Starks. Mike Green, I think, is more likely to be rotational player. Mike Green, I think, is the future. I think it's very, very big for Mike Green. They're going to ease him in, and I think they have the luxury of easing him in because they have Kyle Van Noy and Adafi Owe. After this year, their contracts are up. So it'll be interesting to see if they want to play him. I think he's probably going to be your third rush end on the team as well. You may see him in some pass down situations early. Definitely you'll see him just bend the edge when they put three edge rushers in at times. So you see Mike Green. I think he'll be the third guy. But I think going forward in the future, I think maybe a little bit early for a huge breakout. But with his talent, I think the sky's the limit for Mike Green as well. Another rookie's going to play a lot, Emory Jones at offensive tackle. Haven't listed as offensive tackle because that's what he was in college. I do think Emory Jones is going to be in the left guard conversation. He's going to be in the right guard conversation. Left guard, I think, and right guard, I think we're going to get at least at the start Voorhees and Falele. So it's probably a contributing role. It looks, at least early, but I think he's going to be in the conversation. I think he's going to have every opportunity to do that breakout and be the starter. But I think probably are contributing. These three for sure are going to be guys that are going to contribute a lot early as well. We're talking about Andrew Voorhees, and we were just talking about the starter competition. Is Voorhees going to be now what we have envisioned? And we've been waiting a while now for Voorhees. Voorhees has been a very good college player, would have been a high draft pick, had the injury at the combine, actually did the weights with the hurt ankle in the combine. Regardless, Andrew Voorhees had to sit out the whole first season, played last year, started out of camp, was benched, moved back. Now can he move to the spot now that he's in his third year as a pro as the starter, as the guy who can break out and become the starter full-time on the left side next to, very important, next to Ronnie Stanley, considering all the injuries as good as Stanley was last year, all the injuries he's had. So see if Voorhees can become that type of player as well. Isaiah Likely. Interesting. So I kind of mentioned this last week with maybe there's even a bit of a competition now with that. A lot of people, a lot of fans like Isaiah Likely, teams like Isaiah Likely. I had to rein myself in here and to see if it's just Ravens. A lot of teams are really like Isaiah Likely. Could he make the Pro Bowl? Could this be the year? Not the following year, the contract year, but could this be the year where Isaiah Likely becomes one of the best tight ends in the league? So maybe we don't have to wait. It'll be interesting to see. It is possible with Andrews getting older, not quite over the hill yet, I don't think, but could they just be guy using him in the red zone, etc.? Could now we see Isaiah Likely become not only just the good backup tight end to the starter to a Pro Bowl level player? He's got that type of volume catching the football for sure. So it'll be interesting to see. Bit of a question mark. You're going to see some question marks with these outside linebackers. Tavius Robinson, I think, was the guy who played the most. We know about Kyle Van Noy. We know about Adafi Owe, and we know about Mike Green. Who is going to be that other guy? Is it going to be Tavius Robinson? He played the most last season, I think, of all that group that they have. They've been drafting outside linebackers, edge rushers, and things like that. So the guy that played the most, Tavius Robinson. I see, though, with Tavius, I think a role could be like a Dallas Thomas for him. We'll see what happens inside, but I think he could play inside. I think you might see a bit of a Swiss Army knife type role for him, especially since you have so many guys on the outside. So interesting to see how much he breaks out. Let me go back here. Yeah, these Isaac. When I saw him in the draft, immediately said played like a Raven. Total unknown. What we're going to get from Adiza Isaac last year. Really didn't play at all. He had one tackle in the whole season. That's how much he was on the shelf. He could be a guy that blossoms in his second year. I think he's got a lot of talent, but is he ready to break out? Got a lot of guys ahead of him. Interesting to see how much he actually plays at all. So it'll be interesting to see if Isaac is the guy to break out. Is Trenton Simpson similar to Andrew Voorhees? What we talked about with Voorhees, is he going to be the guy to actually become the guy next to Roquan Smith? So there is a spot open. Started last year, gave up the number, which is a very good team thing to do. He's going to be wearing 32 this year. I think because he gave it up to Jair Alexander. He's going to be a guy that's actually going to go to the next level and become a solid starter. So he's going to get a good opportunity. He's going to have to fight with Teddy Buchanan, I think, in camp. But can he be more than that as well? Athleticism is absolutely there. I don't love his football instincts at all times. At the same time, I love his football instincts. That doesn't make sense. I think instinctively he's good at times, and he's not good at other times. I think he's very consistent. I think that's kind of the issue as well. They got to decide, is he going to be instinctively a good instinctive player, or is he going to be more of a more traditional player, a more traditional player, a more coached player, a more strategic player? That makes sense. All right. So here's a guy who I think we all have a lot of hopes for the future, Nate Wiggins. Wiggins, I think, even with Jair Alexander, he's going to play a prominent role. In the NFL in 2025, you're definitely going to need three corners. So you're going to have Marlon Humphrey, you're going to have Nate Wiggins, you're going to have Jair Alexander. Jair Alexander, as good as he is, had some issues on the field in terms of behavior, some issues with the Packers. Marlon Humphrey, as great as he was last year, injury issues the last couple of years. So a prominent guy could be Nate Wiggins. Could be the Ravens would love to see the number one pick from last year become one of the better corners in the NFL, Nate Wiggins. So is it possible that Nate Wiggins, because he's going to get more time, is he going to play in the Pro Bowl? I think regardless of whatever happens with Alexander. So these three guys are going to play a lot. Wiggins, Alexander, and Marlon Humphrey. Travis Jones. Can he become a Pro Bowler? I think he's going to have it all to himself now. With Marlon Hunt, with Michael Pierce gone, I really like Travis Jones. I liked his development. I liked him in college when he played at UConn. I think he's been very solid with the Ravens. Now he doesn't. He played the end a little bit last year, kind of supplanted Broderick Jones. He's going to have the nose all to himself. So can he parlay that into a Pro Bowl next to Matabuke as well? So they have a chance to be dominant up front as well. Travis Jones, I cannot wait. I certainly think a Pro Bowl could be in the offering for Travis Jones here this year. A couple more. Could it be a Pro Bowl as well for the newest $13 million head, Rashard Bateman? I think Rashard Bateman is their best route runner. I don't think there's anything wrong with Bateman as far as a route runner. They're committed to him now. So, I mean, I can tell you this. You buy you buy a new service, or you buy a new car, or you buy a new streaming service, you're going to watch it that first day. You're going to watch it first while. You're going to drive it. They spent $13 million. They're going to use them. So I definitely think it is possible. Pro Bowl could be in the offing if the Ravens shift more, throw the ball more as well. Also, depending on the opportunities. But I think Bateman could have his first 1,000-yard season. That is absolutely possible for him to see how well he does. There you go. So, there you go. Breakout players. So what guys I think will take the next step? So many names there as far as young players on the roster that'll take the next step. That'll move forward. I really do think that Mike Green is going to be a guy that's really going to help you early in Malachi Starks. I think you need to look no further than your rookies. Malachi Starks, I think, really excited to see now, especially, and again, it's unfortunate what happened with the Darius Washington, that he's not going to play at all. But it is exciting to see what is happening with Malachi Starks, what he's able to do as well there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there with him. So there you go. Top breakout prospects, players for the Ravens in 2025. Next week, we will go ahead and talk more